In 2006, my family resided in the rural town of Lenggong, Malaysia. At that time, Lenggong was still developing, characterized largely by forests and unpaved roads. My father worked as a school security guard, while my mother operated a small sendol shop, a local dessert known for its sweet and refreshing qualities. Our lives changed abruptly in July of that year, when our family home was destroyed by a fire. In the aftermath, with limited financial means to secure new housing, we were offered refuge through the compassion of the school headmaster. He permitted us to stay in an old warden's house located near an abandoned school hostel. We were profoundly grateful for this shelter. The initial months passed without incident, but by the third month, unsettling occurrences began. One evening, while my father was working the night shift, we heard a knock at the door around 11 p.m. Believing it might be my father returning, my mother answered and he only to find no one there. Given that our house was isolated, surrounded by forest, and adjacent to the locked, deserted hostel, the event was deeply unsettling. Shortly after we settled back down, the knocking resumed, this time with aggressive force, as if someone were trying to break in.
Who is there? Please do not disturb us.
The knocking ceased, but we then heard footsteps slowly circling the house, accompanied by the distinct sound of feet being dragged. Terrified, my mother recited verses from the Quran, and after several minutes, the sounds finally faded. That was my first encounter with such a phenomenon, and the fear it instilled remains unforgettable. A few weeks later, under similar circumstances with my father away, we were awakened around midnight by the sound of something running and hopping across the zinc roof, a common material used in traditional Malay wooden houses like ours. The noise continued for several minutes before being replaced by the same dragging footsteps encircling the house, now accompanied by the chilling sound of scratching on the walls. These haunting events persisted for nearly 2 years until my parents decided to relocate. On the day of our departure, after loading our belongings into a borrowed lorry, my father performed a final inspection of the house. My mother and I followed separately on a scooter. As we drove away, I glanced back for a final look at the house. What I saw has stayed with me ever since. Perched on the roof of the abandoned hostel, in a crouched position, was a humanoid figure. It had elongated limbs, long hair covering its face, and skin that appeared pale with a bluish tint. Stricken with horror, I turned away, closed my eyes, and held tightly to my mother.
Days later, I shared what I had seen with my family,
but they dismissed it, suggesting I had mistaken something else in the moment. I recount this story now to affirm that what I witnessed was real. I was 7 years old at the time, but the memory remains vivid and unmistakable. Like and follow for more.